Hey there, Miss Heather here, and thanks for visiting me in another episode of Miss Heather's Corner, where I teach you the safest thing to do so you can do it too. Today we're going to be reading another story about a princess called The Princess's Password, where we learn the importance of building strong passwords for our online world and the importance of keeping it private. Ready? Let's go! The Princess's Password. Clicky took out a book, for it was that time to entertain everyone with a tale in rhyme. Router nudged Nettie to join in on the fun, but till her castle was finished, she would have none. Not now, buddy, she shooed Router away. I can't wait to get in my virtual castle and play. Nettie entered her password to the game real quick. She was the princess of a kingdom with one little click. Meanwhile, Clicky began, and the gang was all ears. This one's about a princess who ended up in tears. She learned the hard way that to protect all that's hers, her password had to be private and never transferred. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. After all, this castle was splendid and anything but small. 5 stone towers flew the princess's crest, a big sugary cinnamon bun on a proud eagle's chest. Far off in the distance, it was easy to see, knights battling dragons, villagers shouting with glee. Inside the castle walls, it was equally grand, and the princess was busy making sweets by hand. Sticky cinnamon buns baked in 10 new ovens only cost her a gold coin, of which she had dozens. Then the princess got tired and laid on her bed. So soft, like I'm lying on the clouds, she said. She blew a kiss to the Prince Charming before dozing off, but was woken by a dust storm that made her cough. The princess looked around her room in dismay. Her piles of gold coins had turned into hay. From the fireplace she noticed a rotting smell, where a mean old dragon did suddenly dwell. She found herself lying on a loaf of stale bread. Then Prince Charming grew a snout, imagine the dread. But all these things were forgivable, all were fine. That is, until somebody crossed the line and messed with the princess's dress and crown. They were covered in fleas, dirty and brown. Hey, shouted Nettie from across the room. Someone hacked my account. Look at this castle of doom. Clicky looked on, Router and Webster too. They all knew what, but they didn't know who. Nettie said, I'm always so careful with my password protection. I don't even give my friends that information. How did they get Nettie's password? Webster asked. And look how they changed everything so fast. Nettie cried. Now my pretty castle is a dragon's nest. I can't believe this happened. Just look at my dress. Then Nettie revealed the root of these events so strange. It's been 1 year since my last password change. I must make a new password. There's no time to wait. My castle's a mess. I need to set everything straight. The princess wiped her tears and stopped being blue. She dug out her cauldron to carefully brew a mix of numbers, symbols, and letters, large and small. Then the mixture floated up and stuck onto the wall. She chose 8 from the brew and entered them in. This password would make her castle what it had been. Good job, Nettie, Clicky proclaimed. Looks like your castle's been reclaimed. It's good to remember whenever you're unsure to change your password often and keep it secure. Then Webster asked Clicky to get back to his tale. What happened to the princess? Did she prevail? What about the dragon and the prince's snout? Patience, Clicky replied. I'll get there, no doubt. The end.
Wow, what a great story. Let's talk about it for a second.
What happened to Nettie's castle?
Nettie's castle had really, really cool things. Coins and cinnamon buns. And unfortunately, somebody got access to her password, so they were able to swoop in and take all her stuff and change everything around. It's not great.
How can someone find your password?
If your password isn't filled with uppercase and lowercase letters and numbers, symbols, and at least 8 characters, it can sometimes be kind of easy to guess what your password is. That's why it's very important that we make strong passwords.
How did Nettie fix her castle?
Nettie fixed her castle by changing her password and kicking out anybody else who had access to it, which is something that you can do if your password's ever taken.
What are some rules Nettie used when she created a new password?
The key to a good new password is for it to be at least 8 characters long, have uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. And it can't be something too easy to guess.
What can you do to keep your password safe in the future?
The key to keeping your password safe is updating it every year and making sure it's a very strong password. Like I said, 8 characters long, uppercase, lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Miss Heather's Corner. I'll see you next time. Bye!